Hello guys, and welcome to a brand new video once again. Today we're going to talk about the newest tier 9 Swedish premium heavy tank, the STRV. Is it worth it to spend your money or your time grinding this tank? Let's find out quickly. So let's first head on to the worldoftanks.eu webpage where they have brought down the news article for this. And it says that this is going to be the first ever tier 9 premium tank, so that means that the tank is going to have a better credit coefficient than the normal tanks of its tier. Basically the same as tier 8 premium tanks. Now it says that you will also get extra bonds with the tank if you play it, which is very unique, so it already makes it very worth it in my opinion if you want to grind premium equipment, if you want to grind bond tanks, or directives. It's already very useful, it would seem like. Alright, let's take a quick look at the tank itself then. Now I equipped it with vents and rammer first of all, because as you can see the rate of fire is very bad. It has no DPM whatsoever. Even with fully improved equipment, you're only going to be doing 2.6k DPM, which is very unhealthy for a tier 9 tank at all. Let's see at the unique features of this tank. It has 252 penetration with AP, velocity is okay for the AP shells. APCR shells are however 310 penetrations with 1350 velocity, which is really good for a tier 9 heavy tank. You'll be penetrating everything basically that you'll meet. The aiming time however is very questionable. 2.5 and even fully researched is 2.17. That's not good. That's not a good heavy tank. Now I'm going to be comparing this tank to a Conqueror, right? Because it's going to be having the same playstyle as the Conqueror at tier 9. Simply because of the fact that you're going to be playing from the turret and from gun depression. Now, the dispersion values are not bad. 0.29 is not bad for accuracy. You'll be connecting the accurate shots that you will need to. And you also want to make your shots count because, as I said, the DPM is very lackluster. Let's look at the mobility a little bit. 40 top speed. Now you might want to consider using turbo on this, but then again if you use turbo then you can't use HP, and HP is very important for tier 9 tanks in case you get into a tier 10 MM. But also you also kind of want to use vents to make sure that DPM is increased as you can maximize it as possible. So what else do we have here? We have the horsepower to rate ratio 16:25. I mean, that's not too bad. We'll have to play it. Like, I would first have to play it and see how the mobility fares, but I am not very content with this mobility, to be honest. The tank has nothing to offer other than grinding bonds and credits so far. But let's look at the armor as well. Also 1850 HP. It is alright, nothing special. Let's look at the armor though. Ooh. That's not good. That lower plate and that upper plate for a tier 9. I mean, you'll be bouncing, of course, shots which will hit on this side when you're facing the enemy with this peak, but I don't like that at all. And you can't really size grip with it because the whole side is paper, 140, 150 millimeter. It can get tracked quite easily here, as you can see. There are some bounces up here though, but this only shot trap here on the whole side. The whole side is quite penable. Let's look at the turret though. Ooh, 250 millimeters of penetration. 235 will already go through. So basically a tier 8 premium tank, or at any tier 8 really, if you load premium shells, you don't even need to load premium shells, but for example you're playing a defender, you're shooting AP and you get a high roll, you'll already be going through that frontal turret armor on the STRV. Now that's not really convincing, to be honest. It doesn't really have any armor on the turret, it would seem like. And now actually I think this is one of the ugliest tanks in the game. That's just on a side note, but it's got a huge profile. I mean, this obviously is a Kranwagen hull with a Centurion turret, but it's really huge and it offers no protection, and you can already pan this in the side with HE. I mean, no, it's just no. Now let's look at what do we have to do to get this tank. So you have the Spirit of War event, and it's a marathon event, of course, as you may have gotten used to it already. You have 10 stages, and after each stage you'll get a percentage discount if you want to buy the tank and if you don't want to complete the whole thing. But if you get level 10 here, you will get the tank itself. Now let's look at the how hard this is to get this tank. It's alright, high caliber for mission 1 here. I mean, that's not very hard. You can also do it with 3k XP, that's pretty good. And it's gradually increasing. It's gradually increasing. Finish the top player. Finish the battle as a top player in your team by damage cost 2 times. I mean, that's pretty easy. You guys will manage that. You guys are all gamers. I believe in you. 6000 XP. Once again, these mastery ones are actually like they're quite variable. But this is earn at least 850 points of base experience 3 times. That's pretty good actually. That's pretty okay. These ones are so easy. Finish the battle as a top player on your team by damage cost 4 times. I mean, that's pretty okay. 4k damage and win the battle 8 times. Okay, that's a little bit harder. Finish the battle as a top player on your team by damage cost 18 times. Okay, or 30k. Yeah, so like you can check all these by yourself. I'm not gonna waste your time, but it's gonna be quite a hefty marathon because you'll have to do this 40 times here, and this is 30 times. This is 14 times. Yeah, so like you'll have to play a lot of games. 200-300 games probably for not as good players. But there's also a chapter 2 here. What does it do? You can get the style here as well. Interesting style. But yeah, make your minds up, guys. It's quite. You have to consider that this tank is apparently making extra bonds, which, as I said, is inevitable if you want to be as competitive as possible in tier 10, to get those bond equipments, to buy bond tanks. You know, you'll want to watch out for it. But it's also making credits, so maybe after all it will be a good addition to the game. I'm not against the idea. It will be interesting. Once again, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I am streaming at twitch.tv/kajzoo, so if you want to continue this insanity on the channel, just head over there, throw me a follow, and we'll see you there. Have a nice day.